Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Betting Insights. I am your host, Timothy, alongside Sergio. Welcome, Sergio.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Go ahead, smash the like button. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel. As you know, we are discussing 5 different club competitions across Europe: Serie A, Bundesliga, La Liga, Premier League, and Eredivisie. We are giving out all picks and leads, and also best bets for the weekend. Now, quick recap. Last week, I gave out 5 best bets. I went 3-2. Good bounce back after I had a losing week the week before. Sergio, you gave out 7 and went 2-5, so a horrible weekend.
A very horrible weekend.
All right, no harm. Let's look forward. Let's look to bounce back this week. So let's get started. Today, we are starting with the Eredivisie. We're recording a little bit late this week, so we are skipping the Friday games, but we don't like the Friday games anyway. So no harm, no foul, right?
Yeah, right. Friday games are like a lottery anyway, so
All right. So let's get started. Eredivisie, first game on the schedule, RKC hosting Fortuna. RKC wins set at 2.4. Fortuna wins set at 3.05. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, both teams one win in the last 5 games, so you can't trust either team. But the interesting bet for me here is the over 2.5 goals. Both teams have allowed 39 goals so far, so I can easily see this going over 2.5 goals. Sergio, what's your bet for this game?
I'm actually leaning towards RKC. They played a very good game against Feyenoord last weekend, and I think the red card um, maybe was the reason why they didn't get anything out of the game, but they played very well. So and it it looks like every week they're getting a little bit better. So hopefully this weekend against against Fortuna they can get a win again.
Yeah, you would have to lean towards the whole home team here, so I understand you. But for me, the bet's the over 2.5 goals. Just these teams can defend. All right,
Yeah,
let
but they defended well against Feyenoord last weekend. So
I'm talking about overall. Like 39 goals allowed. This it's not early in the season, but not that late. So horrible defenses overall. All right, let's get to the next game now. The next game, PEC hosting PSV. I don't have a bet for that game. Not interesting. Sergio, you have something?
no, also not a very interesting game, that one.
All right, PSV should win that game, we believe. So let's get to the next game. NEC hosting Sparta. NEC wins set at 1.91. Sparta wins set at 4.1. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Sparta showed good spirit coming from behind in the last game, but they still have a lot to work on. They have 2 wins since the beginning of December, while NEC has 1 loss since then. Now, it was a bad loss against RKC, but it was on the road and at home they have 5 straight wins, and that should be 6 here, I believe. But I also like the over 2.5 goals. Sergio, what are you doing here?
NEC, of course, against Ajax last week, they also played very well, and I believe that the form they are in now, Sparta is in a little bit of trouble playing against NEC. So, yeah, I'm leaning towards NEC to win this game. I'm putting
Yeah,
money on them, by the way.
yeah, me also. It's very tough to back Sparta going on the road, and you see a very good home team of late. So, uh, the play is obviously NEC in this game. All right, let's get to the next game. Excelsior hosting Vitesse. Excelsior wins set at 2.2. Vitesse wins set at 3.3. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, last week we said the only game Vitesse might win this season was against Volendam. They failed to win that game. Now they go on the road against Excelsior, and I can't see them winning this game. They're just horrible. Now they played well against Volendam, but it was at home and also Volendam, so I don't know how much that counts. On the road going against Excelsior. While Excelsior is not great, I can see them picking up points here. Are you doing something here, Sergio?
I don't know. I'm I'm still going for Vitesse. They can't keep losing. It's impossible. This I believe this is the game because they're gonna win the game you don't expect. I really don't expect. And
Okay,
after last week, nobody expects them to win this game against Excelsior. I'm going for the underdog in this one.
nobody's been expecting them to win a game for like 2 months now, and we've been right. So if if you're gonna bet money on them winning games, you're gonna lose more than you're gonna win.
Yeah, no, but Vitesse, I'm going for the double chance. I'm going to Vitesse draw or a win.
Listen, Excelsior is not great, so I'm not going heavy on this game. But if I'm gonna play in this game, it should be Excelsior. They're the home team. They're the better team. They're not great. Still better than Vitesse. I just can't trust Vitesse at all. But you somehow do.
Yeah, I still.
All right. Let's get to the next game. Twente hosting Go Ahead Eagles. Twente win set at 1.53. Go Ahead Eagles win set at 6.1. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Twente lost to Utrecht last time out, but they were very unfortunate. They are still one of the best home teams, and while the Eagles have looked better on the road recently, this is a bad spot playing back-to-back games on the road while Twente is playing back-to-back home games. So, obviously, my play here would be Twente. What are you doing, Sergio?
Yes, I agree. My play is also Twente in this one. Playing at home. And of course, last week losing against Utrecht, was it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
losing against Utrecht. So now it's time for a win again, and against Go Ahead, not a good away team. So Twente should get this one.
All right, we're in lockstep there. Next game, Almere City hosting Feyenoord. Obviously, I'm not playing that game. Low value. Are you doing something there, Sergio?
No, I'm gonna skip this one also.
All right, let's get to the next game. AZ hosting Ajax. AZ wins set at 2.07. Ajax wins set at 3.55. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, hard to trust either team here. AZ, they finally picked up a win last week. Ajax kind of not really in form. They struggled in European competition, and the game actually went into overtime. So tired legs may play a role here. So I would have to back AZ in this spot, but I don't really like it. What are you doing here, Sergio?
I'm backing Ajax in this one. AZ got a little bit lucky last week for winning the game. They were not playing well at all. Ajax, even though the game during the week went in overtime, I still think Ajax is the better team. So I'm going for Ajax, and looking at the odds, I can't let that pass. So
Yeah, very interesting odds, very high value backing Ajax. But as we saw last week, and obviously also historically, if teams are coming off European competition, albeit Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, uh, they usually don't play well, especially when they went on the road, traveled. Now Ajax even played extra time, so
Feyenoord also played extra time, and
yeah, but Feyenoord's playing against Almere City, so come on.
yeah,
Let's be honest.
AZ lost against Almere City, so
No, it was actually a draw, right? Wasn't it a draw?
or
I
a
think,
draw.
yeah, it was a draw.
Yeah, but it's a loss.
Okay,
Let's see.
but still, like AZ, they had all week to prepare, so I'm still leaning more towards AZ in this spot. But I agree with you. Ajax is actually the better team. So even playing field, I would back Ajax, but in this spot, I'm not so sure.
Okay, we'll see.
All right, let's get to the next game. Volendam hosting Heerenveen. Volendam wins set at 4.6. Heerenveen wins set at 1.74. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, this is a game where I got really burnt a couple weeks ago when these teams met in round one. Heerenveen played at home against Volendam and somehow lost the game. I don't understand that. Now Volendam's playing at home. Sergio, can they repeat that performance?
No, I don't think so. The Heerenveen is also not a very good away team. I'm going for a draw in this one, and the odds for a draw are also very interesting. So I'm going for a draw. I can't see Heerenveen winning and Volendam. I think they'll just keep Heerenveen and maybe even a 1-1 or a 0-0 even.
Yeah, I would still lean slightly, very slightly towards Heerenveen. So maybe play a double chance Heerenveen, but that would be very low value. But you could look to play double chance Heerenveen and
Or
come.
Volendam. Double chance on Volendam. Maybe.
I'm not gonna back Volendam. I can. I'm not gonna back Volendam. I know the odds are higher backing a double chance for Volendam, but I just can't do that. Sorry. All right. That wraps up the Eredivisie. Let's get to the Premier League. Now, the first game was supposed to be Chelsea hosting Tottenham, but that game is postponed. So, first game, Brighton hosting Everton. Brighton wins set at 1.91. Everton wins set at 4.1. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Brighton has been very up and down last 5 games, winning 3 and losing 2. 2 of those 3 wins were against Sheffield United, where they scored a combined 10 goals. But one of those losses came against Luton, where they allowed 4 goals. Now, that was on the road. At home, they have been undefeated since September, while Everton has been struggling mightily. 1 win in the last 12 games, so I just can't see them getting anything on the road here. I think they will try to frustrate Brighton with their defense, but I have a hard time seeing Everton walking away with a win. What are you doing here, Sergio?
You already said it. One win in 12 games. Brighton is playing at home. Yeah, usually the streak is win, lose, win, lose. So now they should actually lose the game, but they're playing at home against Everton. So I think they will win again. So it will be a win-win then.
All right. I agree with you. I also like Brighton in this spot. Next game, Crystal Palace hosting Burnley. Crystal Palace wins set at 2.02. Burnley wins set at 4.1. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, I'm not doing anything in this game. I don't like either team. I think this can be a very low scoring game. Are you doing something, Sergio?
No, I'm also skipping this one. I'm maybe even seeing a draw here. So
All right. Next game, Aston Villa hosting Nottingham Forest. Villa wins set at 1.62. Forest wins set at 5.6. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, listen, Aston Villa, I know they had a little bit of a dip, losing 3 straight games, a couple of them at home, but still, they have been great at home overall this season. So, while Forest is in some good form, they're not bad, but I can't see them going to Villa Park and picking up points. And although it's not high value backing Aston Villa, 1.62, some good value, right?
yeah, very good value actually. I'm also backing Aston Villa to win this one.
All right, we agree there. Next game, Manchester United hosting Fulham. United wins set at 1.62. Fulham wins set at 5.6. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, United continued their winning streak. Now, the first matchup between these two teams, United already won at Fulham. Now they're playing at home. They're the healthier team. So I guess United has to win this game, right?
Yeah, and United is actually surprising me every week. It looks like Ten Hag has a few things together there. So at home against Fulham should also be a win for them. So yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Ten Hag is figuring things out, and he also said before his players returned, like if most of my players get healthy, some key players, we will be a much better team, and it's looking like that. I still am not sold on them all the way, but it looks like he might have been right.
Yeah, he is getting closer to the top 4. So
All right. Next game, Bournemouth hosting Manchester City. Now, I actually don't have a bet in this game, but City wins is set at 1.44, and although Bournemouth has been playing well, I kind of think it's really high value backing City, right? For City, it's high value.
Yeah, I would call it a high value, but against Bournemouth away, I think City they didn't play during the week, or did they?
No,
No,
City, no.
no, they didn't play. Yeah, no, it's the 144. No, I don't see it like high value and
No,
City.
no, overall it's not high value. I'm saying for Manchester City, it's high value.
Yeah, but it's still your money, so I'm not gonna waste it on 1.4 actually. No.
Yeah. Oh, and also City did play during the week, although was not Champions League. They played a game against Brentford,
Ah,
just
yeah,
a
no,
Premier
yes,
League game. Yeah.
right, right, right. They play during the week, yeah.
All right, but we don't have a bet in this game, so let's get to the next game. Arsenal hosting Newcastle United. Arsenal wins set at 1.38. Newcastle wins set at 8.5. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, my bet for this game is Arsenal wins and both teams to score. Very good value. Arsenal lost their midweek game against Porto where they failed to register a single shot on target, but now they return home against a team they already lost in round one. So I expect them to come out on fire here and score a lot of goals. What are you doing here, Sergio?
I'm looking at the over 3.5. That's the one that I'm looking at. Arsenal maybe scoring 3 goals. I'm giving Newcastle one, so yeah, I'm going for the over 3.5.
All right, not a bad play for that game. I like that one also. Let's get to the next game. Wolves hosting Sheffield United. For me, another interesting game. I don't have a bet here. Kind of low value backing Wolves. Sheffield is awful, so I understand that. Wolves at home, very good. So, are you doing something here, Sergio?
No, also not. Wolves at home should be, yeah, it should be a easy win for them against Sheffield. Impressive win against Tottenham last weekend. So no, it should be a Wolves win.
All right, next game, West Ham hosting Brentford. West Ham wins set at 2.6. Brentford wins set at 2.8. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, these are two teams I was very high on them coming into the season, and West Ham actually made a good start. But what's happening with these two teams?
I would say David Moyes is definitely making his name. So yeah, no, I'm not. I'm I'm also surprised. I thought the West Ham would be a lot better, maybe even on the level of Aston Villa. But yeah, I was wrong. I don't see them winning this game. Maybe even, but still, they're playing at home. Haven't won a game in what, 6 or 7
Yeah,
games. So yeah, so only because of that, I'm leaning a little bit towards West Ham, but not a not a bet for me.
and they've allowed 11 goals in the last 3 games and have failed to score a single one. Now Brentford has not been great the last couple of games, but since Ivan Toney returned, of course they won the game against Nottingham Forest, and then they had kind of a tough stretch. They played Tottenham, lost 3-2, okay. Then they played Manchester City, lost 3-1. Then they beat Wolves 2-0, lost to Liverpool, and then lost to City again. So kind of a tough stretch. Maybe Brentford is the play here. It might be that they're in a little bit better form, although the record would not suggest that, but they've played some tough opponents, while West Ham has lost to some mediocre opponents. Let's call it that. All right, that wraps up the Premier League. Let's get to Serie A. First game on the schedule. Bologna, Hellas Verona, but that game is being played right now. So let's get to the next game. Sassuolo hosting Empoli. Sassuolo wins set at 2.28. Empoli wins set at 3.25. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now I like the over 2.5 goals in a spot. Empoli is still the lowest scoring team in the league, but somehow undefeated in 5. Sassuolo has 1 win in the last 12 games. However, 4 points in the last 2 home games. Neither of these teams are playing any good defense, and the last 6 meetings have all seen over 2.5 goals. So I like the over 2.5 goals in this spot. Are you doing something, Sergio?
Yeah, I agree with you. Over 2.5. Yeah, but still a little bit too risky for me. So yeah, these two teams, it looks like a draw to me. Over 2.5, interesting, but not interesting enough for me. So I'm skipping this one.
All right, let's get to the next game. Salernitana hosting Monza. Salernitana win set at 3.1. Monza win set at 2.45. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Monza is not great on the road, but they do have 13 road points, while Salernitana has only 7 home points. So they're very low in the standings for a reason. I don't have a play in this game. Do you have something, Sergio?
Monza winning, yeah, an impressive game against AC, against Milan last week. So you could say they're the favorite, but it was a little bit too impressive. So this week, I believe they'll play a little bit less. So I'm still leaning towards Monza, only because Salernitana is one of the worst teams in the Serie A. But
Yeah,
I'm looking at the over 2.5, maybe.
Ooh, I would hate to take the over 2.5 in this spot.
Then it's a Monza win.
Yeah, that's slightly towards Monza for me. It's just
Yeah.
very tough to trust Salernitana.
Yeah,
All right,
Monza win.
let's get to the next game. Genoa hosting Udinese. Genoa wins set at 2.3. Udinese wins set at 3.7. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. But the over 2.5 is 2.5, while the under 2.5 is 1.54. So actually, they're not expecting 3 goals in this game, and neither am I. Four of Genoa's last 6 home games have all been draws. Overall, 6 out of 10. Udinese, 2 out of the last 3 games have been a draw, and on the road already 7 draws. So I'm gonna call this one a draw. Or are you doing something, Sergio?
Yeah, I agree with you. It looks like a draw.
All right, let's get to the next game. Juventus hosting Frosinone. Juventus not great, but they are playing at home. I don't have a bet in this game. Low value backing them. I expect them to get the win against Frosinone, but they're kind of struggling. So would you back Frosinone in the spot?
No.
Okay.
No, this weekend not. No.
All right, let's get to the next game. Cagliari hosting Napoli. Cagliari wins set at 4.35. Napoli wins set at 1.83. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, listen, if Napoli was playing any other team, maybe aside from Salernitana, I would probably fade them. But listen, I'm still looking at Cagliari here. Napoli's really struggling. They're not playing very well. Are you doing something here, Sergio?
Yeah, and if you can't even win from Barcelona these days, then
Yeah, then you're in trouble.
yeah, then you're really on. But no, Napoli, it's an away game. Cagliari will definitely make it very difficult for them. They play during the week, so I'm also a small lean towards Cagliari. It's a very interesting one.
Yeah, maybe try a double chance for Cagliari in this
Yeah,
spot. That
maybe a double chance for
Yeah.
Cagliari. Yes, I
And
agree.
you saw even against the lowly teams like Verona, Napoli's really struggling, and they're very lucky to be picking up points against the lowly teams, even at home. So now they're going on the road. Good spot to maybe sprinkle something on Cagliari.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, next game, Lecce hosting Inter. No bet for me here. Inter, best team Serie A. They should win this game going away. Are you doing something, Sergio?
No, want to skip.
All right. Next game, AC Milan hosting Atalanta. AC Milan wins set at 2.38. Atalanta wins set at 2.95. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, AC Milan, they lost to Rennes, but still advanced, while Atalanta continued their hot streak, 6 straight wins and 1 loss in the last 13 games. These teams already met twice this season. Atalanta won both games, one at home and one on the road. But the one they won on the road, they were kind of outplayed, although the score would not indicate that, obviously. But I think they were kind of outplayed, and now they go on the road against AC Milan again. I think AC Milan will win this game. Are you doing something you said you?
Yes, because AC Milan lost against Monza, against Rennes, you know, two losses in a row. I think the one a little bit more painful than the other. And Atalanta, the last two games against Milan, Atalanta won them. So I think now it's time for Milan to get the win. And losing two games in a row, for me, important games. So I'm going for a Milan win.
All right, but I would also look at the over 2.5 goals in this spot because Atalanta, like you said, hot streak. They're on fire, so they will score a goal here. And if AC Milan were to win, well, they should at least score two. So in that case, it would take the over 2.5 goals. All right, next game: Roma hosting Torino. Roma wins set at 1.96. Torino wins set at 4.35. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now Roma obviously were also involved in midweek action. The game also went into extra time. But what works in their favor is Torino was also involved in a midweek game against Lazio. Roma did not have to travel, but now they played some dirty extra minutes. But still, they did not have to travel. Torino, they played against Lazio, and now they travel to Roma. So I still like Roma in this spot. What are you doing, Sergio?
Yeah, Roma's very interesting because they're playing at Monday night, so they have almost 4 days rest. So I would still go for Roma, even though the play against the game against Feyenoord went in overtime. So
All right.
it's a Roma win for me.
All right, we agree there. Next game, Fiorentina hosting Lazio. Fiorentina wins set at 2.3. Lazio wins set at 3.4. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Lazio, like I mentioned earlier, they played a midweek game against Torino, while Fiorentina had all week to prepare for this game. Now, Lazio, they won the midweek game, but they did not play very well. Crazy to say, given they won 2-0, but still, they did not play very well. Fiorentina has not looked great overall, but at home only one loss in the last 10, and that was against Inter. Lazio is nowhere near the level of Inter, so I expect Fiorentina to get at least a draw in this game. Probably a win. What are you doing here, Sergio?
I was looking at the over 2.5. That's also an interesting one for this game because I see Fiorentina winning, but Lazio. I think they'll at least score a goal. So
Yeah,
I'm leaning more towards the 2.5. Over
yeah,
2.
Fiorentina not shutting out Lazio. I agree with you there. The over 2.5, also a good bet for that game. All right, that wraps up Serie A. Let's get to the Bundesliga. First game would be Leverkusen against Mainz, and that would obviously not be an interesting game. Leverkusen is up 2-1, by the way. So let's get to the next game. Union hosting Heidenheim. Union wins set at 1.98. Heidenheim wins set at 4. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Heidenheim only one loss in the last 9 games. Very surprising. Union only one loss in the last 5 games and 3 straight home wins. Will this be for, Sergio?
Yeah, this will be for Union in very good shape actually, and the game against Hoffenheim last weekend, they won an away game, and at home against Heidenheim should be win number 2.
Yeah, my lean would also be towards Union here. And although they did not play very well against Hoffenheim last week. Now they defended well. Now against Heidenheim, going on the road, I think they should win this game. All right, let's get to the next game. Werder Bremen hosting Darmstadt. Bremen wins set at 1.67. Darmstadt wins set at 5.3. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now I'm just gonna back Bremen in this spot. They've won 4 out of the last 5. Darmstadt is just lifeless, so you have to back Bremen in this spot, right?
Yes, definitely backing Bremen, but I don't have a bet on this game, so it's very interesting also to back Bremen in this one.
All right. Next game, Gladbach hosting Bochum. Gladbach wins set at 2.02. Bochum wins set at 3.65. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Gladbach not in form overall, but one loss at home in the last 9 games. Bochum beat Bayern Munich last time out. And like we said earlier, teams that beat Bayern Munich, historically, they do not do very well the next week. But Bremen, they did upset us. Now, Bremen beat Bayern Munich, and the next week they still won and made us look like a fool. So, are we gonna are we gonna fade the Bayern winners again this week?
Yeah, yes, I'm gonna do it this week because Gladbach at home, Bochum, like you said, won from Bayern. I don't think they can do this 2 weeks in a row. So I'm backing Gladbach in this one for a win.
Yeah, and Bochum not a great team. So if you beat such a good team, I know Bayern's struggling, but if you beat such a good team, usually a letdown spot the next week. So I would also lean towards Gladbach in this spot. All right, next game, Stuttgart hosting Keulen. Low value backing Stuttgart. They should win this game. So I don't have a bet here. Are you doing something, Sergio?
No, no bet. Also skipping this one.
All right, let's get to the next game. Bayern Munich hosting Leipzig. Bayern Munich wins set at 1.71. Leipzig wins set at 4.5. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, Sergio, I know where you're going in this spot. Take it away.
Yes, yes, Leipzig, of course.
I know it.
I'm going for
I
that.
know it.
Okay, Thomas Tuchel, he left. So usually, if they switch coaches or switch managers, the following game is a small success, maybe a draw, but I'm still leaning towards Leipzig to win this one.
Yeah, Bayern struggling mightily, and maybe they will win this game because it looks like they had lost trust in Tuchel. I don't know if they still have any hope at the title, but still, they had lost trust in their coach. So maybe they play a solid game here. But listen, it's a great spot to back Leipzig. Just take a chance on Leipzig because you know Leipzig is gonna defend and frustrate Bayern and maybe attack them on the counter. So Leipzig win, both teams to score, great value.
Yes, very great value.
All right. Next game, Frankfurt hosting Wolfsburg. Frankfurt wins set at 2.2. Wolfsburg wins set at 3.4. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, 0 wins in the last 10 games between these teams combined. So, are we seeing a draw or will this be a win?
No, Frankfurt played during the week.
Yes.
Lost, of course, against the Belgian Union. So, I'm also leaning towards a draw here. These two teams, it looks like they like drawing. So, it looks like a draw also this time.
Yeah, I'm also going for a draw in this spot. Wolfsburg, not a great road team, and Frankfurt played midweek, lost confidence maybe low, so a draw for me, most likely outcome. Next game, Dortmund hosting Hoffenheim. Dortmund wins set at 1.53. Hoffenheim wins set at 5.75. Line for total goal set at 3.5. And I like the over 3.5 goals here in the spot. What are you doing, Sergio?
No, this one is I'm skipping this one. Dortmund, they played during the week against PSV, 1-1 draw. It wasn't a very intensive game. It looked like both teams were satisfied with a draw. So I'm just going for a Dortmund win, and not great value backing Dortmund.
Yeah, but I don't know why PSV would be satisfied with a draw because they're playing at home. Usually you want to win the home game. I would understand why Dortmund would be satisfied with a draw.
Yes, but they were behind. So a draw was almost the best outcome for them at the moment. So,
all right, let's get to the next game. Augsburg hosting Freiburg. Augsburg wins set at 2.25. Freiburg wins set at 3.15. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now I'm gonna back Augsburg in this spot. Freiburg was also involved in European action. They got knocked out by Lens, so confidence may be low. Now they go on the road against Augsburg. I'm gonna back Augsburg in this spot. Are you doing something, Sergio?
Yeah, Augsburg 1 out of 6. So playing against Freiburg this weekend, I think Augsburg, yeah, I think they'll win this one.
All right, that wraps up the Bundesliga. Let's get to La Liga. First game would be Sociedad against Villarreal, but that game's being played right now. Villarreal is up 2-0. Next game, Barcelona hosting Getafe. Barcelona wins set at 1.44. Getafe wins set at 7.5. Line for the solo goal set at 2.5. Should we go heavily on Getafe here?
No, no, maybe not heavy. Let's say maybe a draw, but I don't think Getafe will win. But I don't. Barcelona played during the week. The game against Napoli was also not that good. So I don't know. The team has totally no confidence. Safi doesn't know what he's doing anymore. I'm going for a draw actually.
Yeah, it would be in a good spot. Obviously, you don't want to back Barcelona given the form that they're in. You just can't trust them, not even against a lowly team. So, and Getafe may defend, try to frustrate Barcelona. We could see this very well being a draw. I would agree with you there. Now, next game would be Granada versus Valencia, but that game is postponed. So let's get to Alaves hosting Mallorca. Alaves wins set at 1.89. Mallorca wins set at 5.2. Line for total goal set at 1.5. And I believe the line is right. I'm not expecting a lot of goals here. Both teams scoring under 1 goal a game. So are you doing something here, Sergio?
Small lean towards Alaves, but only because they're playing at home. And Mallorca, of course, yeah, not in the best of form also. So yeah, I'm leaning towards Alaves.
All right. Next game, Almeria hosting Atletico Madrid. Almeria wins set at 4.9. Atletico Madrid wins set at 1.74. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, this is very high value backing Atletico Madrid. 1.74 against the worst team in the league. How is that possible?
Yeah, maybe because Atletico played during the week. They played away against Inter. A little bit more intensive game. But still, Almeria away shouldn't be that difficult for Atletico Madrid. So yeah, I still think they'll win.
Yeah, and I can't let this value slide. So Atletico Madrid, one of my favorite bets for this weekend. All right, let's get to the next game. Cadiz hosting Celta. Also a game I'm not expecting a lot of goals. Celta, 5 losses in the last 6 games. Cadiz got shut out again, so 5 straight games without scoring. And this explains why I believe there won't be a lot of goals in these games. Cadiz, lowest scoring team, only 15 goals scored so far. Do you have a bet here, Sergio?
Maybe a correct score 0-0, but no, I'm not betting this game also.
I'm gonna top you. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. All right. Next game, Real Betis hosting Athletic Bilbao. Betis wins set at 3.55. Bilbao wins set at 2.25. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now Bilbao, they won an impressive game against Girona, and like I said, when Bilbao is clicking, they look like one of the best teams in La Liga. Real Betis involved in midweek action, so I know they're playing at home. During the week, they went on the road, so this is kind of a bad spot for them going against such a good, maybe great team in Bilbao. I'm gonna back Bilbao here. Are you doing something here, Sergio?
Yes, Bilbao is one of my best bets this weekend. Very interesting art, like you said, team in very good form. Betis played during the week, so I think this is a chance for Bilbao.
Yeah, and Betis also 1 home win in the last 8, so they're not in great form, to say the least. All right, next game, Las Palmas hosting Osasuna. I don't have a bet in this game. Another low scoring game on the cards. Are you doing something here, Sergio?
No, also not interesting.
All right. Next game, Real Madrid hosting Sevilla. Real Madrid wins set at 1.33, so low value, and Sevilla is not Sevilla from a couple years ago. So Real Madrid should win this game going away, playing at home, especially after a draw last week against Rayo, right?
Yes, but still the over 3.5 is still interesting because Sevilla playing against Sevilla, I think Real Madrid could at least score 3 goals. So
Yeah, but I have a hard time seeing Sevilla scoring a goal. So
maybe if they're lucky, but they're gonna have to score first then.
All right. Now let's get to the next game. Girona hosting Rayo. Girona wins set at 1.65. Rayo wins set at 5.4. Sorry. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now I like the over 2.5 goals, and I don't expect Rayo to score a goal necessarily, but I still like the over 2.5 goals. My bet for this game is Girona wins at 1.65. Not great value, but good value. Their form has been dipping, but at home they have been good and they should win this game. Sergio, what are you doing here?
I was leaning more towards Girona win and both teams to score. I think
not
way to go.
bad. Not bad. All right. That wraps up La Liga, and that wraps up all picks and leans for the upcoming weekend. Now, my best bets for the weekend: Girona wins, Atletico Madrid wins, Roma wins, Manchester United wins, NEC wins. What do you have, Sergio?
I have, of course, RKC for a win, NEC and Ajax for a win. I have over 3.5 Arsenal against Newcastle United. I have AC Milan for a win and Roma for a win.
All right. Now, that wraps up all picks and leans and best bets for upcoming weekend. And like we always say, guys, bet smart, bet with your head, set your limits, and stay within your means. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend, everybody.